what is the optimal diet for humans? My name is Dr. Elena Seranova, and I hold a PhD in stem cell biology from the University of Birmingham, UK. And I've been passionate about human health my whole life, and I've been researching the optimal nutrition, the physiologically relevant nutrition for human beings for over a decade. So despite being a supplement enthusiast myself, to the degree that I actually launched a supplement company, I do believe that physiologically relevant nutrition and nutrients-dense diet is the foundation to optimally maintain your health and to push back physical and mental decline. And we will be talking about this subject a lot on this channel, so please like and subscribe and put the notification bell on. Well, today I wanted to comment on the latest Netflix documentary called Hack Your Health: The Secrets of Your Gut. Now, Netflix has a history of misinformation when it comes to nutritional science, and this is not the first piece of content that I find very, very misleading. So I just decided to give my thoughts on this, as I think these documentaries can be actually very misleading when the broader audience with no specialized knowledge of nutrition watches this and makes health decisions based on this information. You Are What You Eat was the previous documentary that I found very misleading. It was very biased, and it tried to compare an omnivore diet with a vegan diet to state that it's healthy, but proceeded actually calling the omnivore diet, which contained all kinds of food, to carnivore diet. So they would call it, oh, the carnivore diet is bad, the carnivore diet had all these results, and this was super misleading, because what they tried to do and what they didn't clarify is that an omnivore diet that would contain a bunch of carbohydrates and processed food is not the same as a healthy carnivore diet with high quality meat, right? But this was the conclusion from that previous documentary, which was basically saying that, oh, the omnivore diet containing meat is actually harmful for you, which was not the case. Well, back to today's topic, which is The Secrets of Your Gut, the second documentary that I watched on Netflix, which basically had multiple false facts portrayed as truth in this documentary. So some of them from the first 40 minutes or so are the following. So there was some gentleman saying that you need to basically eat the rainbow and as many different types of vegetables as possible in order to be healthy and develop as many good microbe strains in your gut as possible. So this is the definition of a healthy microbiome according to this documentary. Now, two things here. So first of all, humans were never eating the rainbow for many millions of years, and for the vast majority of the time that we've been roaming this earth, our primal nutrition was meat and small amounts of things like berries, mushrooms, and so on. It was definitely not full of high fiber ever in the history of human mankind. So how did we evolve for millions and millions of years without eating the rainbow? Is this something that we had to do all along? So the second fact that I found very misleading in this documentary is that they don't actually explain to you why you need to eat the rainbow. So actually, we do have different strains of microbes in our gut that are responsible for digesting different foods. So for example, the strains that are feeding on fiber, which they recommend, are the ones that are responsible for the digestion of carbohydrates as well. And this documentary is not talking about the carbohydrate damage in terms of insulin resistance and so on. So not physiologically relevant food. This is what carbohydrates are. Because carbohydrates were introduced to our diet only 15,000 years ago with the start of agriculture. Before that, we were never eating carbohydrates at all. So carbohydrates are contributing to the obesity and diabetes epidemic that we see pretty much everywhere in the world right now, that also directly correlate with heart disease and cancer, and pretty much everywhere on the planet we're seeing people's health deteriorating because of the processed foods that are full of carbs. But again, the documentary does not really comment on that. And I do have two book recommendations for you on the matter. So one is called Deep Nutrition, which is a book written by a medical doctor called called Catherine Shanahan. Sorry, I forgot the name. And it basically describes the history of humankind when it comes to nutrition, how it affected the size of our bodies, the size of our skulls, and overall health of the human species. And the second book that I will recommend to you today is Why We Get Sick, which is also written by scientists, by PhD holding scientist Dr. Bickman, and it basically explains how insulin resistance is actually tied up to all of the major chronic diseases that we're basically seeing today. Now, when I bought this book, I actually didn't know what it was about, but every chapter had a different disease name. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna give it a go. So I started actually listening to the audiobook, and I realized that every chapter provides evidence from clinical studies, from different kind of research from all over the world basically, and how all of the diseases that are plaguing the humankind right now are basically tied up to insulin resistance. So there are many other misleading facts in this documentary, such as a lady implying that diabetes type 2 is running in her family, which is not true compared to type 1 diabetes that is indeed inherited genetically. So for today, I just like to say, please educate yourself on the matter, because your body is your vessel. And if you take informed decisions along with lifestyle changes, this is how you actually maintain your health and push cognitive decline back. It's really possible, but you really need to realize what is good for your body and what is bad. So if you found this video useful, please share it with someone that you think might find it useful. Like and subscribe to show support to this channel, and I'll see you in the next one for more concise, actionable health tips and biohacks.